Welcome to my channel, Bianca Skogan Beauty. One of my most recent videos was my cream blush collection, and that kind of inspired me. On my channel right now, I have some declutter videos, and I decluttered a lot of things, but I really decluttered based on things being kind of old or not looking good on me. So when I went through that cream blush video, I swatched every single cream blush that I had, and I was able to compare colors that I had. And I noticed that I had quite a few colors that were very similar in shade and very similar in tone. And I went, do I need both of these? No. So I was able to get rid of some more blushes. It inspired me to do that with more of my makeup because I want to have more of a curated collection of things that I really like and not things that just sit in a drawer and I don't use, because there are people that, my friends and family, that would like to use them and them not just gathering dust in my drawers. I hope that you like this video. I hope that you like going through collections and swatching everything, because that is exactly what we're gonna do today with my bronzers, bronzers, contours. Hold on to your seats because we're gonna go through all of my bronzers. Like with my lipsticks and with my blushes, I wanna kind of do an organization where I kind of take the deeper shades, the slightly tanner shades, and put them in like my summer collection, and the slightly lighter shades in my winter collection, because I'm pretty sure that I have a range. Some of them on purpose, some of them because it's hard to pick the correct color online. Let's start with powder. Okay, so we are going to kind of try to go from light to dark, but that's always the intention. It doesn't mean that I'm 100% gonna get there. So this is, and we're not even starting with a true bronzer / contour first. I like to mix it up. I like to make it fun. This is actually an eyeshadow from M.A.C Cosmetics, but it never shows up really good on the camera, but because it kind of looks tan on the camera, but it has more of a brown / gray tone to it. So this, I've heard from people that they use it as a contour, and I just happen to have this. I got it at TJ Maxx years ago. Anytime I find M.A.C at TJ Maxx, I usually, when it's a good price, I pick it up. And I had it and I was like, I had a hard time kind of working it onto my eyes because it was this weird gray brown tone. And then I read somewhere or watched a YouTube video where someone was like, I use this as a contour, and I was like, done. So here it is, and you'll be able to see the more that we swatch here, the more gray that looks. Okay, so the next one is this Wayne Goss palette. It is a bronzer contour palette. And so here is your, very bright. Here is your more of your contour color, and here is more of your bronzer color. This is extremely pale, I would say. So this is, I have this saved in my winter drawer. We're gonna have to build it up because I am pasty on my underarms. And powders don't swatch really great. Okay, I'm gonna build that up. You know, I want you to actually be able to see it. So here it is. It is that swatch right there. It's very light. You would need to build that up. That's kind of nice if you don't want, you know, a ton of color on all of a sudden. You want to build. It's easier to build than to take away. Okay, so then we are going to go in with this shade. This is contour palette is in the light gold, by the way. He does have 3 colorways in this palette collection. It's very, like I made a video comparing and contrasting this to the Patrick Ta, because I felt like they did come out at very similar times, and they were both bronzer contouring palettes. Okay, so you can see that one's more warm. That one's definitely has more of a reddish, brownish tone, where these two are grayer. Here is a new addition to my collection. It is the Huda Beauty Glowish Bronzer. I have been seeing tons of YouTubers have this, and I was like, oh, it looks so beautiful. And I heard it's waterproof too. So, and it has this pretty marbled effect. It's really pretty. And this one is in the shade light as well. I have a really hard time choosing what bronzer I want. Usually the light ones, the lightest color bronzer will sometimes be almost my skin tone. And so I'm like, well, that won't bronze me if it's my skin tone. And then the medium bronzer will be for true medium skin tones. And so they will go way too dark for me. So I went back and forth on this one between getting the 1 and getting the 2 so many times. And then I just went with the 1 because I was like, you know what? If it doesn't match, I can use it in the winter and you can always build up. So you just need to kind of swirl around. I guess if you want more of a deep color, just, you know, concentrate in that more colored section. But when I use a brush, I swirl it around. Okay, so that is the second one, Goss. Here is the Glowish Bronzer. You can see it is not very, you know, dark. It is the light shade, so it is light. But I can build it up, and if I use more of a concentrated brush, if I use a fluffy brush, it basically is like fluff and it's gone. But if I use more of a concentrated brush and put it on there, I do get some color to show up. So it is lighter. Okay, so then this one is from Ofra Cosmetics. It is the Midi Palette Face It Light. And again, they had 3 colorways, light, medium, and dark or deep. And I have a hard time choosing which way to go. So we have, this is again, another bronzer and contour kind of palette. And then there's a highlight in the middle. So we're gonna go with the contour first because that's kind of what I've been doing. Okay, so that is the contour shade. So it's a little bit grayer. And let's go with the bronzer shade. See, that one, I would say probably is really good for my skin tone. It says light, but it's not like, you know, this one that isn't even showing up or this one that's barely showing up. It's a good, like, it has color saturation, but it's still good for my skin tone. One day we'll get to swatch things in stores again. Okay, so here is a Bobbi Brown. It is a tiny little mini size. I got this, I ordered the Bobbi Brown perfume and I got this like in a little gift set. Anyway, so here is, it's just a warm bronzer. Okay, there we go. That is a nice shade. Again, that one's really good for my skin tone because it's warmer than my skin tone. This one seems a little bit yellower. This was the Ofra one, and this one's has a little bit more of a red to it. Interesting. It is good to have different colors. Then I have from Physicians Formula. Actually, I have 2 palettes from Physicians Formula. Let's start with this one because this one has a light to a deep. We're going to use this one several times. This one it comes with 3 shades. It has light, sunset, light bronzer, sunset bronzer, and endless summer. So we're going to use them all and see what happens. Let's go with the light first. There it is. Nice. Okay, then we're going to go to the other one and get this is the regular bronzer, just butter bronzer. No light or sunset or anything like that, just plain old butter bronzer. Let's put that one on. I feel like I could do this just by myself because I'm learning so much, but I feel like you guys might want to watch this. So yes, this is more informative for me than for you, but hopefully it's kind of fun and ridiculous. Yay! So that is so weird. I feel like the light one was a little bit, like this one's a little grayer and this one's a little bit warmer. They're the same, I would say, color saturation. They're the same like lightness, even though this one's supposed to be light. Weird. See, I'm learning so much. I'm so glad I do this because I learn so much. Okay, then from Hourglass, I have this Ambient Lighting Edit, and there is a bronzer in here. So I figured let's use it. This one, no, I thought it had a little bit of a shine to it, but it doesn't look like it does. Am I in the right spot? Oh, okay. I'm glad that they're actually showing up. I am trying to at least double swatch all of them. That one is so light. Barely even see that. Okay, so there we go for those. Let's keep going. Like I can go like that. So we'll go on the other arm. So this one is from Ciate London. I got this in a BoxyCharm box. And there was actually, you didn't see me open this one. There was 1 month where I got BoxyCharm and didn't open it on camera because it came the next month and I just was like, never mind. That was where I got this one. If you're like, I didn't see that. If you watch my unboxings, you'll be like, huh? I don't remember that. There we go. Hoola. This is the Hoola Benefit. This is the Hoola Original. This is a small size. It's not the full size, but it has been, like, you can see Hoola was written in there, and I've kind of attacked it a little bit, and it doesn't say Hoola is strong anymore. Nice. I think I'm doing a good job of going light to dark. Nice. Okay, then I have this Marc Jacobs. I got this at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. I think it was Marshall's. It is the Omega Bronze 102 Tantric. It is absolutely ginormous, which I love. So that one, it looks very similar to this one. And that one was my Ciate. So here's this one from Cargo. It is the shade, it is a water resistant bronzer. Ooh. No, it's just the Cargo bronzer. It is shiny. And it has kind of a warm reddish tone to it. So that's fun. Then from Ofra, I got this in a mystery bag. It is actually a blush slash bronzer, but it looks pretty warm to me, pretty brown red. So I feel like I want to get an idea of how warm it is by putting it on my skin. Oh, that was a terrible swatch. It's also very saturated. A lot came with that swatch. I appreciate that. It is pretty warm. It is. It's a lot redder than that one's kind of similar red. Then we are going to go into the rest of the Physicians Formula. We have the Sunset Bronzer, and at the end we will do the Endless Bronzer, because I think that hopefully that's my darkest shade. I don't need any darker than that. I have a lot of powder bronzer. Interesting. So that's the Sunset. I didn't go light to dark now, because that one's darker. It happens. It happens. Okay, here's another Ofra palette, but this one's the Midi Palette Sweet Electric. This one has all three. It has a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter, and I love it for that. I love how convenient that is. So we're going to go with the bronzer. Beautiful. I like that. That's kind of like a neutral brown. It doesn't have a red tone to it. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, then here are my shades that are coming. These shades are the ones that I purposefully bought in the medium shade because I'm tanner in the summer and I was just hoping to get something that would work with my summer skin. And I may have overdone it because this is from Kosas. That is, it's beautifully shiny, but it is kind of, it looks darker in person than it is in the light. Light makes everything look a little bit lighter, but it's pretty true medium. Wow. Everything turns up on the skin so much different than I anticipate, even though I've used it. Okay, this is from LYS Beauty. This is a newer brand at Sephora. This is the No Limits Matte Bronzer, and this is in the shade Harmony. It's a medium shade. So here's me trying to get a shade good for my summer skin. it's not bad. I just have to use a light hand with it. It's so interesting. You'd think, oh, bronzer, no, I guess you wouldn't think they'd all be the same color, but there's so many different colors of brown. Look at that. Like this is more of a neutral brown. Or actually this one's kind of neutral. I don't know, they're just all a little different. This one's a little yellow, this one's a little bit red. This one is almost a little bit pinky, like peachy. Interesting. Okay, so then here's the last but not least. It's the deepest shade in the Physicians Formula. It is the Endless Summer shade. So let's see how dark that is compared to everything else. All right. It's about as dark as those mediums, which I knew. I knew that I was going, like, I didn't know when I ordered that they would be so dark, but you know, you live and you learn. Okay, so here we go. These, you can tell, these are more of contour shades. They're grayer than everything else. And then we have this is Wayne Goss's bronzer shade. Here's my Glowish. It is the lightest of all of them, so that is definitely going to go in my winter edition. I also have from, how could I forget my Patrick Ta? It's because I put it with the creams. But it is a cream and a powder. So let's do the powder right now. And this is the shade, the medium shade. So it will go right in line with all of these, hopefully. It is the She's Sculpted shade. I'm sorry if you hear a lot of loud noises. My husband and my children are wrestling. So that's happening right now. So I don't have as many cream / liquid bronzers as I do blushes. Liquid cream blush is my favorite formula. For highlighters, my favorite formula is powder. And for bronzer contour, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I haven't figured out which one I like more. Which actually makes the Patrick Ta one kind of nice because it's a powder and a cream. I get to play in both worlds. Anywho, let's get going with this. I have clean arms. Okay, so here, this is a liquid bronzer. These are from Cover FX. And these are the bronzer drops. And I originally bought these. It's in the shade Gilded Glow. I originally bought these to kind of warm up a foundation. I have a couple foundations that are just too light for me. Kind of in the summer and in the winter, they're too light for me. Especially in the winter, they're too light for me. And, I mean, I guess especially in the summer, they're too light for me. But even in the winter, they're too light for me. So I kind of bought these to warm up. From what I heard, you can use these glow drops to warm up a foundation. And then I got them, because I got them from online. And they're not that dark. There was only one shade available. I got them from FabFitFun, and there was only one shade available. And I feel like it looks kind of like a highlight. Yeah, you can obviously see it on my arm, so it is a little darker than a highlight, but it wasn't as deep as I had hoped. So I will still try to warm up those foundations with it, but I don't know if it'll work as well. I haven't actually tried to use it as a bronzer. Should we? I already have some Patrick Ta bronzer on my face, but you know, more. This is my only liquid bronzer formula. It's interesting. I don't think I'll use it as a bronzer. I feel like it would be too messy. I'm going to use it to warm up foundation. Okay, so my next lighter, I'm going to light to darker again. So this is from Tower 28. It is in the shade Suncoast, which is their lightest shade, I believe. They just recently came out with 3 new colors in their range, and so this one is the lightest of them. I have 3 of the colors. I used to have 4. I used to have the Gold Coast, but I returned it because it was too yellow, too gold on my skin, which didn't look good with my skin tone. So that one is the Cover FX, and here is our Tower 28. Okay, now my next two are cream contours. So they're gonna be grayer. Okay, here is from Fenty Beauty. It is the Matchsticks in the shade Amber. So it has that gray color to it. I mean, it's still brown, but it's a gray brown. Does that make sense? Because contour is supposed to mimic shadow. And so you put it like in the hollows to mimic shadow, to make you look like you have, you know, sunken in cheekbones. Okay, so this one is from Salt, New York, and here is her, it was in the shade Contour originally, and now I believe she's named it Taupe, but when I bought it, it was Contours. That one is so soft and creamy. I do really like that, how creamy that is. Okay, let's keep going. My next one is Making a Mess. Another Fenty Beauty one. This is the cream bronzer, the Cheeks Out cream Freestyle cream bronzer in the shade 02 Butter Biscuit. See, it is spelled Butter Biscuit. So you gotta say Butter Biscuit. No, Butter Biscuit. Now you can say it any way you want, Butter Biscuit. It's too fun to say, I can't stop saying it. This one's also very creamy. Yes. This one I think I had originally decluttered, and then I was like, you know what, I didn't get to play with that enough, and I want to swatch it in this video. So this is from Yenza, and it is the Sunlit Glow Silk Bronzing Base. So let's put some of that on. Oh, it is. It's called Silk, and it is. It ain't lying. It's silky. Okay. This one is another from Fenty. This product, oh, I just got it dirty. This product, I'm always very confused about. I think I've talked about it several times. It is the Fenty Glow in the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush. This is a blush. This is a blush. What? This is a blush. Well, that's why I've been confused, because I didn't just read the packaging. Anywho. So this would be a really good, now that I read it, this would be a really good blush for, you know, a bronzer. If you don't want to use two products, if you don't want to put a blush and a bronzer on, which I've had a hard time because, like, I feel like my blush and my bronzer go in the same place on my face. And so I just feel like I'm like putting blush on for it to get covered with bronzer, or vice versa, putting bronzer on for it to get covered with blush. So this would be just an all-in-one. And it is a little bit more red toned than everything else. So that makes sense that it's a blush. But it also doesn't make sense that it's a blush because it's brown. And bronzers are brown. My mind is blown. Okay, my next two are the first two Tower 28 shades the Tower 28 came out in. This is the West Coast. And they are all very shimmery, very glimmery, and beautiful, stunning for that reason. This one is more of the, like, coppery tone, I would say. Oh, there was a little, yeah, okay. And then the next one is in the shade Best Coast, and this one has a red hint to it. This one is really good if you want to give yourself that sunburn look. Yup. Yup. Yes. Okay, what was I talking about? Copper. This one's copper. I know colors sometimes. Okay, last but not least, we have from Milk Makeup. This is the matte bronzer. Oh, my fingers. The matte bronzer stick, and it is in the shade Baked. They have two shades in this that I'm aware of. There is the Baked shade, which is the lighter shade, and then there is another deeper shade. I don't know what it's called because I didn't get it. But to me, that one is not for fair skin. That one is, it's on the last on my list because it is pretty deep. Whoa, it made it really big. I wouldn't suggest putting this one just straight on your face because it has such a big surface area. I try to put this on, like, either put it on a brush or put it on a beauty blender, and then, you know, because look at that. Okay, see, I didn't have as many cream blushes as I do powder. I must like powder. Are any of them extremely alike? these two are alike, but they're both contours. So they are supposed to be alike. This one and the Milk Makeup one are pretty similar, and this one is from Fenty. So do I need both of those? I don't know, probably not. Which ones I'm going to get rid of? Give to friends and family members. I am starting with the powders. I am going to, and I think what's really funny is I think that these two I actually put in my declutter video, and I saved them because I was like, no, you know, I might end up really liking them. They do look just really pretty, and this one has tons of product. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give them another shot. And then look, I'm doing another declutter video, not really a declutter, a collection evaluation. And I found out that, you know what, I was right the first time. I didn't really need those. So trust your first instincts, Bianca and everybody. Trust your first instincts. Okay, then I have the Ciate London one. I thought that this one looked very similar to other products that I had. And I don't need extras in my life. Then I had both of these Physicians formulas. I actually kind of held on to this one for a minute, and I was like, I didn't really end up liking this bronzer, and I have about 1 million blushes and I have 1 million highlighters, so I was like, I don't need this. Even though it is nice that it has all three, I have an Ofra palette that has all three that I like better. So that one is going. This one I kind of was thinking, I liked the light bronzer better than I liked the normal butter bronzer, and it smells like coconut. Both of them smell like coconut. And then it also had ranging from dark to light, which I like. But you know what I don't love about that? I don't love that, like, they can't be separated. I can't I can't cut this one off and be like, hey, this is for summer. And actually these both would be for summer. And this one would be for winter. I can't separate them. And so then they're just going to be stored somewhere. You know what? I probably will hold on to this one. Everybody talks about how the Physicians Formula butter bronzers are so amazing. So I am going to give that one a better try. So I'm only decluttering 4. We're getting rid of this, this, and this. But I just did a really big declutter of my entire makeup situation. So decluttering 4 out of my already kind of curated situation, I don't think is bad. And it was for me, it was good. I learned what ones I can go in my summer collection, which ones can go in my winter collection, and which ones that I have duplicates of. So, you know, for me, this video is really helpful and very informative. And, you know, if you have too many of something, here is a motivation to go and organize, because organizing is fun. Okay, so I hope that you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you liked watching me and you want to watch me again, subscribe to my channel. I would super, super love that. And if you want to watch more of my videos and be reminded about when they happen, push the bell. I put up videos every Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. And remember, the most important thing to remember is to be nice to yourself, because you are awesome. All right, have a great day. Bye.